Yo, what's going on, YouTube? What's happening? Boy, running behind today. Hold on. Gotta adjust that screen. That screen is pretty nasty. I think somebody's sitting here. I'll sit back here. Hey, how you? What's going on, YouTube, man? We're gonna be doing some talking today, man. Of course, I'm gonna get into the watch of the day, and I hope you guys are able to. Actually, tonight I'll be going live, and I have a number of phenomenal content creators that's gonna join me. Give me a second. Let me get situated here. Lord have mercy, this table is. Who was sitting at this table? Good. A little bitty, whoever's sitting here. But yeah, man, we're gonna today though. Huh?
Coffee.
Yes.
Your usual.
Yes. Thank you.
Fruits, turkey baked beans, right? Pancakes and scrambled eggs.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I got that right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, but I just wanted to check myself.
No worries. All right, so today's my first meal of the day, man. I've been doing this intermittent fasting thing too. Dropping weight too, man, and yeah. Anyway, let's get into today. All right, so watch it today. I got on this long jeans Hydro Conquest. My first long jeans wouldn't be my last. I'll talk a little bit about this one, but I have a number of watches that I want to get through that I brought with me, and I would like your feedback as well. Those of you guys that are watching this, even if you're watching the replay. So today's episode may not last the whole hour, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to get through these watches as quickly as possible. Now, criteria for today is not just judging the quality of it, but like the overall experience, like where I bought it from, and the popularity of this watch. Now, I can only assume what can be said about I don't buy watches for popularity. I question that. That's like tonight, when we go live tonight, you'll hear from a number of collectors, and these are YouTubers, watch enthusiasts. You'll hear from a number of them, it's playful. Tonight's gonna be playful. It's sort of like a guide to being the ultimate watch enthusiast. I don't consider, I'm not a professional watch anything. I just like watches, right? I like it. Horologist or enthusiast, whatever the title is. And I do want to say this. I'm bringing some light to Watch Crunch. I was on Watch Crunch today. I did a poll, right? And then I looked at this poll list today, and the poll stated watch terms that you just absolutely hate, right? And one of them was gotta, and I can't remember every criteria. Some people said no. It was two people that mentioned they hate the fact that thank you, that people call watches her or she, right? Sexist and all this other stuff. The other one was, what was the other term they hated? Having a one watch collection. And that is a very difficult thing because I've been asked that many times before. If you had to go down to one watch, what would you do? What watch would it be? Collector Invest and Oscar, welcome in. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you guys for being here. So I'm going to mention that tonight. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the history of watches. I did a poll myself, like I said, but then I did some research. This is going to be very interesting. It's not going to be surprising. But let's get into my collection. Now, I have two watches that I'm going to introduce to you guys. They're not new. They're new to me, but they're older watches. And I have to get my notebook out as well because I want to take notes just in case any of you guys have any comments or any words of encouragement or advice, if you will. All right, so I want to talk about a watch that I've had for a while. You guys have seen multiple times, and that is this Glycine Airman, right? And this isn't the original strap on it, right? I got this Montreal strap added like 2 weeks ago. But for anybody that was thinking, because I've seen people say, hey man, I would love to get a Glycine, I want this. This watch right here, historical value, dates all the way back to the 1953. And this, the biggest thing for me, the biggest sale for me was the fact that I know Vietnam vets that wore this watch, right? Now, I have access to the original, and it's the same colorway. I'll show you guys in a future video once I go up to Kokomo. I am hoarding NIFC half dollars to help fund my watch. Hey, listen, do what you got to do. I promise. Do what you got to do. And let me scoot this over because when my food come out, I'm going straight in. Because like I said, I haven't had anything to eat today yet. Intermittent fasting. This will be my first meal of the day. Oh goodness. So, back to this watch. A number of you guys saw this and you said, hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind having that. And let's do two at a time. I'm going to do two at a time because I have two Airmen. I have one with the 24-hour dial and one with the 12-hour dial. Now, this one is set for the UK. I got the GMT set for UK, as well as, what's the other one I got it set for? California time, and then my standard time, right? So I adjusted the bezel. But here's the deal. This one has a GMT function. Both of them have the same type of movement in it. Very smooth, very accurate for an automatic. It's very wearable. It does have both of them do have long lugs. They're like at the 50, let's like 49 and some change or whatever. Let's just say 50, right? The thinnest watch that you will possibly get in this aviation piece. But this is what I say on this. I factor in that Invicta owns Glycine. And behind the scenes, you don't know. You can only speculate as to, like, does Invicta have any influence over the build quality? Words are one thing. People know that, like, they can have deals saying, hey, Invicta stated they bought the brand just to market, to advertise that this brand is still available, but they have no influence over their build. That's questionable with some of the stuff I've seen. Can't prove it. And honestly, to be honest, I don't care enough to do that type of digging because in the event that Invicta gets involved with Glycine to the point where the quality has dropped to where it's not a functional watch or a reliable watch, there's too many other companies. That's a part of what this review is going to be. Would I buy another Glycine? Absolutely. This is the newest one. I got this one last year. I love the orange dial. This dial actually is luminous. Really, really bright. They have blue. They have the green one. They have I think it's a black dial with a blue stripe that's going down it and a red stripe going down it. Two different ones. Each NIFC half dollar in uncirculated condition can sell for $2. The year you're looking for is 1987. Huh. Okay. Learn something new every day. You know what? I have some half dollars that I inherited. I have to look through them. I just looked at them. I'll check it out. Maybe we need to link up on Instagram. Hold on, y'all. I have to get I got my coffee here. I had coffee and water, y'all.
So let me ask you this, advertisements for the
Okay.
big one that does
Now, as far as this watch is concerned, either one of them, Glycine has lowered the price structure on these watches. And you can find these watches. If you go on Glycine's website, you'll see a number of watches that you don't see elsewhere. But they are pricey in comparison, right? They're well over $1,000, some $1,600. And do I think they're worth it? I'm gonna say I can't say that I'll say they're worth that price, knowing that I can get them at a lower cost, and I can wait it out. I'll just wait for those watches that's not available, like the Kraken. I think that's actually pretty. It's priced pretty decent, man. $600, $650 or something like that. I don't think that's bad, considering like how many people buy. I think this is a legit question. How many people buy just because of the name?
Okay.
Yeah, just because of the name. The marketing, like the clout, the amount of people that you've seen, and for every person that says I don't buy watches based off of a celebrity, there's probably 30 to 40 people, maybe 100 more people that will. So the overall sale, you're that one person out. So one out of 300 people won't buy. You know, and I don't know. I just threw a number out there. So I'm not sure. Anthony on the move. What's going on? Welcome in. So I'm going to say this. As far as these two watches are concerned, the challenge with this watch is learning how to read a 24-hour dial. That will be the only challenge that you have. But once you learn it, is great. However, sometimes it's one of those things like when you go from light to dark, you have to adjust. Sometimes you look like, okay, it may take a lot longer than me looking at this one. So, which one do I think is the best? This is my favorite, but this one is an easier read, right? Easier read. I like black watches, stuff like that. So, I don't know. I'll rate this one higher than this one. But I do recommend both of them. They're really nice. Now, for those of you guys that are following YouTube and following your favorite YouTuber and stuff like that, you may find that your favorite YouTuber or one of the YouTubers that have the largest numbers, they may talk about Glycine every once in a while. And then, oh man, we're gonna talk about something because I did this little fun fact that I did. What's up, Michael? Welcome in. Now, going on to another watch that I have in my collection that I purchased a couple years ago. It is the Dufresne Travis. This watch right here is very unique, I believe. I mean, it's still a dive watch. It's still functional. It has a lot of things that people go crazy over. How the deployment clasp is. They have technology at the bottom to have like that, adjustment, if you will. So you push that, and you see that on the fly adjustment, right? And how many levels? I think it's like 4 or 5 levels of adjustment to this thing. See, that's the adjustment. You'll see the teeth down in the bottom of it, man. It's pretty easy. And then underneath there, you'll see where it has that quick release. So this watch actually came with a different strap, and you could just change the strap out how you want. Now this watch has something that a lot of other watches don't, and it's this thing called Vickers. It's a process that they have where it's 316L steel, but it's at 800 Vickers. So 10 years from now, this watch will still look the same for the most part. 20 years from now, the watch is durable. They just treated the steel to be able to take, it's more scratch resistant, right? The ideal Vickers would be like 1200, and that would be like on your Jack Mason, right? Which I did not bring out with me. I should have brought that out with me. But is this a watch that you can wear on a daily basis? Yeah, if you like green. This is a specialty diver as far as I'm concerned. Pretty decent loom. He regulates this himself. It's a Leader 200 inside this watch. Screw down crown. It has, like, as far as the stats is concerned, specifications, this thing is great. As far as popularity, it's a micro brand. And it hasn't been talked about as much. Do I like it? Yeah. I don't regret this purchase at all. I don't regret it. I love the way it feels on the wrist, man. 40 millimeter timepiece. The finishing, everything is adequate. But again, when we're talking like specifications, I know that can be a big deal, but like just wearability, I feel good with wearing this watch. And I love the fact that it got the name Travis on there, which you guys don't know if you're new here. My first name is Travis. This was made after Lake Travis. You can set it right here. Okay. Oh, thank you. That looks amazing. Okay. Food is here, y'all. Check that out. I don't know if any of you guys like turkey bacon, but I'll offer you some if you like. We can share. But the other thing too that I loved about this watch is the fact that like that orange seconds hand and the loom on it. When you look at the loom, it's sort of digital, man. If you remember that movie Tron, that's what it remind me of. So this is man, this has been like it's one of my favorite watches, man. Y'all hear me say that a lot here on this channel. I'm like, Trap, how many favorite watches do you have? All of them. All of them. Every one that I got is a favorite. If it's in my collection. Some gets more wrist time than others. Hold on for a second, y'all. I always got to pray with food. Here's one fan favorite. And I love the fact that this is an Indiana brand because I am in the state of Indiana. This is the Visitor right here. This is the colorway is called the Lake Spur. It's the Linden, and he has other models, and I know he's working on something now. But this colorway of this watch is phenomenal. The loom on this thing is phenomenal. Just the font of everything, man. Beautiful watch, man. This thing is just. I mean, all like from the lugs to the presentation, even like you got a lion on the back of it. And I'm sorry, getting all that reflection. Automatic. Now this is a push-pull crown, and I'm not against this watch. It's minimalistic, very clean. Yes, bro, this thing is oh man. But then look at the buckle, man. The buckle is different than any other buckle you have. I think is it underneath, like Visitor Watch Company is scribed on the bottom. This is such like you use the word minimalistic. As far as the experience and then feel, just experiencing this watch as a whole was amazing. Is amazing. Would I buy another one of these? And just look at the details, man. Look at the details and the finishing, man. That leather is great. You could buy leather. He makes his. I believe he designs his own leather straps too, man. And man, I was so happy to get this watch. It was the one that I wasn't expecting to get because my design language it gravitates around divers. I'm more of a dive guy than anything, right? But that one is that watch is everything, man. And then I didn't bring the other one out, man. Did I bring the other? Wait. I may have the other one too. Oh, of course I got the other one, man. Look at this thing, bro. Ooh, so. Oh, man. And this one just has even more details and features to it, man. And both of these watches, man, I rank extremely high. It was a must-have for my collection. When I was introduced to Visitor, like the hands are literally fountain pen hands, right? And then it's like, if you look at the hour markers, it just like globs of ink. But then you look at the cardinal position, once that hour marker comes around, it is, hold on, I don't know if you can see it, but you see the hour hand, that ink shoots straight through there. That line shoots through there like it's ink, man. It's design-wise, amazing watches, man. Come on, man. It's time to eat, man. Y'all eat. I hope y'all eating with me. It's lunchtime. Yup, and I'm eating breakfast at lunch. That's right. Mm-hmm. They always take care of me over here, man. I'm a fan of Denny's. I don't know about you. Definitely a fan. Watch Junkie. All right. Now, let's get to a watch I just got. I received this watch from Cooko Watch Company. And this is called the First. Now, you have a number of elements on this. This is a 38 millimeter. You have the profile of a diver. You have drill lugs. You have it's like this matte black dial on it, but it's sandwiched. And you got the California style. Then you have, like, look at the bezel, fixed bezel, man. But it's just amazing design. But then that kind of looks like a diamond ring to me, right? That's the ring, the diamond up there, platinum. This thing, I've been wearing this watch a lot. And very comfortable. I love the loom on it. And the finishing is great. H-link style bracelet. You have 3 levels of micro adjust. But then, like, we're talking about the specs, right? We can do like spec monsters, all this other stuff, right? That's funny. I just use the term spec monsters. Somebody on Watch Crunch hates the term strap monster. Because I'm not wearing a monster on my wrist, but they hate that term. But anyway, getting back to this watch, it is very different than other watches. It has like the same kind of vibe as, like I said, that kind of that diver aesthetic, but it takes on image of its own. And this is one of those, I say you can wear it every day, because I wore this watch. I wear it every day, you know, because I switch out watches, but this one comes right back to the wrist. So I give this a high grade, you know, and as far as the price and stuff like that, if they have any more, it's $495. It's under $500. Has an NH38 regulated, right? Built by a watch company here in Indiana, which again is pretty dope. And I'm gonna always rep, you know, like my Indiana brands, unless one comes out that I don't agree with, then I'll let somebody else do that. Let's see what we got in the chat. Appreciate you guys for being here too. On lunchtime. I know it's snowing in certain areas. It's snowing here. We just got out of that cold weather, man. Cold snap yesterday was crazy. It was like -7 or 10 in certain areas. That wind was blowing pretty hard. All right, so moving on to the next watch. I put up Aragon as a contender for affordable watches. You guys actually chose Islander to be the best option. But, and I appreciate you guys taking the time of doing that survey too. Trapflix is live. What's up, brother? How you? So, I have a watch here. It's not wound up, but I just want to give you my take on this one right here. Right? The Aragon, this is called the dive tank. Basically, this watch has a square design. Wing came out with this last year, right? So you have your dive bezel, which is 120 click. Y'all can hear that, man. Very crisp. Zero black back play. Wing adds an adequate amount of loom on these watches. This one has a helium escape valve, and here is the kicker. This watch is very inexpensive for those people that understand that, like, if you like Invicta or if you like the larger watches, this is definitely a watch company that you want to try out. And it's going to be in that same vein of its price-wise. Anything less south of $500. Now, he does have a few watches that are closer reaching that $1,000 mark. I believe he still has some value movements in some of his watches. Those are pricey. But in comparison to what we're rocking with today, price structure changed. But as far as anybody that likes his watch, as far as I'm concerned, this is one of my favorite designs that Wing has put out since I've been messing with Aragon. This one really, and I have a Dive Master, right? Your traditional rounder watch, really nice. And this thing is all titanium. This one's stainless steel, heavy as heck. This isn't the original bracelet. It came on rubber, but I got this bracelet because I love that design. And it's like, it just reminds me of like a tank tread, man. It's like robust. And that's what I like most about this watch. NH35. And did I make a good purchase with this one? For me, absolutely. I rate this as extremely high as far as design and just having that wow factor. It excites me. But then I have to factor in all the watches that I showed you guys up to this point. I do factor in one that shouldn't have any bearing over your watch collection, but it does in certain cases. How does this compare to a well-known brand? So if we're talking dive watches, right, or square watches, how does this compare to a Bell & Ross? Well, Bell & Ross is going to be revered as way higher quality, way higher prestige in comparison to an Aragon to certain people. I know a collector right now that he knows about other brands, he celebrates other brands, but he goes right back to Aragon every time. And that's one of the more unique things about being a watch collector, in my opinion, is the reviewers, when they talk. I just looked at a review this morning. I agree with a lot of stuff that he said, but then some of it I didn't, because I'm looking at it from a different perspective. We're talking homage pieces, right? This right here is this design, GMT, right? Colorways green, you got some darker greens in it. This one may resemble a watch that you've seen at a higher caliber. But I don't regret this one. And this was under $400. This was well under $400 for a GMT, and you're getting Salida 330 in this watch, right? Smooth movement, very accurate as far as I'm concerned. And the only clause I had with this one, I questioned the quality of Glycine, was because their bracelets, their bracelets now, I had to switch this bracelet out because it was real jangly and the clasp was terrible, and I think maybe that was just a bad one that got through QC. But overall, man, this watch is phenomenal, and I will highly recommend this style of watch for somebody that wants it. This is a 42 millimeter timepiece. Somebody that really likes, I want something bold, something I can read. Let's see. Okay, so check this out, y'all. Peep this out. I do have to go. I have an emergency call I have to take. Now, tonight I will be live. I will finish talking about some of these watches, man. The watches I showed, before I go, let me introduce. This is one of the watches that I want to introduce. This is an Aragon. This is a master calendar. This thing is powered by a 9100, Miyota 9100. So, yeah, we'll finish talking about this. I apologize, I do have to go. But what I showed so far, let me know. And then give me some recommendations. What would you like to see, or what watches should I be looking at in the near future? Until then, I will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, man? So you guys be blessed.